Joining us now, member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Democratic Congressman Adriano Espaillat of New York. It's good to have you on the show. Want to talk about immigration.
Sure.
Two parallel stories to ask you about. First of all, you're getting behind a certain family, probably all the families of the children who are separated from their families, but a specific Guatemalan family, a woman who was separated from her 3 children. What is the update on her situation?
Well, we were able to bring her. First of all, she was able to post bail.
Yanni Gonzalez.
Yanni Gonzalez. She has 3 children in New York. She was able to make bail. America has a huge heart, and people from all over the country are trying to help reunite these families.
So how did she make bail? She has 3 children. She's separated from 3 children, 11, 9, and 6?
Well, groups of New Yorkers were able to raise the money for her, basically $7,500. And then she was able to come from Arizona, and they had a motorcade, pretty much like from state to state, bring her here to New York and have her meet her children for the first time they were separated. So that was a real emotional moment. But the citizens of this nation have been very supportive of these mothers and fathers. And this is just one case where we were able to bring her together. Now, we're trying to get them permanently together. That can take anywhere from 30 to 60 days. And so we're trying to get them together as quickly as possible. Her children are with a foster family in New York City, and she's able to visit them on a regular basis at the Cayuga Center.
So she doesn't even have them completely.
Yeah, as you know, Congressman, one of the frustrations many Americans have is that it's taking so long.
Yes.
Since President Trump stopped the separation, there's still, we learned again yesterday from HHS, somewhere under 3,000 children in government custody. Why is it taking so long? What are some of the roadblocks to getting these parents and kids back together?
One of the issues is the fingerprinting. So in order for you to bring their children back to their family, everybody in that household where the children are going to be has to get fingerprinted. The government contracts a private company that processes the fingerprints, and they're taking far too long. That's just one of the obstacles. The other obstacle is bail. Ironically enough, bail is different for different people. $7,500 for Yanni, who came here this week, but $15,000 for other mothers that we're working on. So some of these moms are going to have to pay more bail than even violent criminals pay in some of the criminal courts in New York City.
Absolutely incredible. Pretty horrific situation for these families.
Congressman, so much of the debate in the aftermath, or in this ongoing crisis, I should say, is about the role of ICE. You've sponsored legislation to abolish it. Tell us why that's a good idea, to abolish it, rather than perhaps calling for some sort of reform or modification to the agency.
Because ICE has become a runaway train. It has really detoured from its original mission. The jurisdiction that the agency has is very broad. It's there to combat terrorism, human trafficking, drugs. And it's paying more attention now on mothers like Yanni, as opposed to paying attention to hardened criminals that really impact negatively the quality of life in our country. So the legislation says we will do away with it by the end of the year, but in the meantime, we will establish a commission that then will put forward some recommendations as to which agency should replace ICE. We already have that model, by the way. We have ATF, we have DEA, other agencies that exclusively concentrate in one particular area. I should be exclusively concentrating on immigration issues.
Yeah, but we know that basically there's no chance of that legislation passing its way, since you're in the minority and with the Republican majority. So what can you do, working with your colleagues from across the aisle, to help these families now? ICE is a big issue, and I understand your concerns there. But where can you find consensus?
Well, we put forward the Keep the Families Together Act, which is a piece of legislation that will help keep these families together.
With Republicans on board?
Well, some of them I think will come our way. One of the reasons why you see the administration backpedaling is because the American people, many of them, are so uncomfortable with what's going on, similarly to how they are with Dreamers. Over 85% of Americans support Dreamers staying here in the United States, and that's why even in red states, in red districts, many of my colleagues of Congress are concerned about the status of Dreamers as they are concerned. No one is comfortable seeing or hearing a child cry for their parents in the middle of the night. That's just not who we are as a nation. And so I think the scenario is set. The problem is that the White House begins to move forward and tries to put and attach toxic provisions to immigration reform that makes it very uncomfortable for anybody to reach an agreement. For example, $25 billion for a wall, doing away with 40% of legal immigration, undoing family reunification, getting rid of TPS, and also diversity visas. These are the things that are put on the table when we want to fix the reunification issue and when we want to fix the Dreamers. So we want to move forward in a sensible way, and I think that there are many Republicans that are willing to move ahead with us.
Some would argue just give him the wall to try and work with him, whether you agree with it or not. Willie, you have a
Congressman,
question?
you likely will have a new colleague come the fall, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, in your New York delegation. I'll ask you the same question we asked her on the set the morning after she won last week. What should Democrats learn from her campaign and her message?
Well, I think she's obviously ran a very good campaign and is someone that has very progressive values. I happen to share some of those values. I happen to have a similar history, except I ran twice before she did it
Rangel.
against Rangel. And she got it the first time. She must have something in her formula that didn't work for me. But I like Joe Crowley. We served together in the New York State Assembly. He served with distinction. Now she's coming in, and I'm looking forward to working with her and sharing some of these ideas that she has on immigration and other matters that are really important to the American people.
So she made a lot of promises in her campaign: full employment, federal job guarantees, all the way down the line. Are those realistic? Is there a way to pay for those?
Well, Mario Cuomo used to say that, you campaign in poetry, but you govern in prose. Mm-hmm. And so, this is almost like being on the stands of a baseball game and saying, how come that batter is unable to hit that 100-mile-an-hour fastball? Well, when you get in the plate and you see that fastball coming at you, it turns the size of an aspirin. So, being in the arena, obviously, there are many obstacles, but I wouldn't put anything beyond her because she was able to win a historic election, and I think she brings some fresh new ideas, and I think we should take a look at them and embrace many of them.
So easier said than done.
Easier said than done. That's
Congressman Adriano Espaillat, thank you very much for being on the show this
Thank you
morning.
so
It's
much.
still ahead.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.